In the legend of Frosty the Snowman, it is said that when the children placed a hat upon his head, he began to dance around. I'm not gonna lie, that's some real poltergeist crap right there. Kids, if inanimate objects come to life, don't write songs about it or think it's time to laugh and play. Get your dumb butts out of there. I'm not kidding. Well, and speaking of dumb butts, this is Dave and Juan.
Might as well start. And
we're
three,
Two,
one.
Here we be.
Hello, everybody. We're back.
Never left.
Like we never left. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is David Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind. I don't think we deserve it. I just, we'll see.
We probably don't, but we'll take it.
We get lots of stuff we don't deserve. That's an old joke. I remember an old Jack Benny joke that I've always, and a lot of kids out there have no idea who Jack Benny was, but he was a funny guy.
Violin?
He was old when I was, right. I mean, so no, I barely knew Jack Benny. Exactly. But he had a line when he got an award. They gave him some kind of award and he got it. And he said, I got to tell you, I honestly see, I don't deserve this. Of course, I have arthritis, and I don't deserve that either. So, life is about getting stuff you don't deserve.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Stuff we don't deserve, man. Well, again,
boy, you.
Well, I don't know.
Double dose.
I wanted to put out something on social media saying, "Hey, look, whoever had the voodoo doll with a vehicle in it and stuck the pin in it, please, call it off, man."
The Martin insurance is about to
this second one's not going to get charged the insurance. This is the one the Martin checking account is going to get hit on this next one. So those of you missed last week, we talked quite a bit about, we're going to revisit some things. My
sorry, Dave's wife.
Yeah. my younger son got T-boned heading back from work last week as we were doing. Literally
right about, about an hour from now.
I hear him downstairs. I hear him just walking in downstairs right now. So if
he made it home safe,
I'm going to assume, right? I'm going to assume, but so that happened, and we still don't know. That's the other thing too. Still, it's a week into this. Police report is still not a weekend. They tell you when they take the report that it'll take 2 weeks to post. I'm like,
oh yeah, well, it was 6 weeks ago when somebody hit my car. Their fault. Got the insurance. Still nothing yet.
That's our government. That's our, very, very, very well. Even the cop said that when he was doing it. He said, man, the government works. Not going to. But what the bad part is, that puts everything on hold. Your insurance is, everything is just frozen. And then, you got a vehicle sitting.
And here's what you'll get. Yeah. If it's someone else's fault, you call your insurance and they say, well, you can pay the deductible and we'll go after them. We can't guarantee that we'll get the money back, but if you want to go ahead and pay the deductible.
Yeah, I got a feeling my insurance company is going to look at that other insurance company and say, we never even heard of this thing. So, so you might want to real. I think you're just going to eat. Yeah. The plates on it wasn't real. So, the insurance is probably not. Okay. But not to get. So anyway, that's going on, right? That's what's happening.
That was last week. And now
this week. I'm sitting here in my office a couple days ago, and my wife calls me, and she's downstairs, right? And my other son, who's on campus, apparently he was coming out of class. He gets an email from campus security,
a private college, I would assume, right? Or it's at least religiously affiliated.
It is, and it's a private school. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know why that's relevant. Juan, are you trying to say
better things should happen there?
Man, listen, it's we like the school. It's a really good school, but it's not exactly It's not exactly located in a low crime area, let's just say.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah. It's all, they got good.
So it's not in Baton Rouge, though.
Well, I don't know if it's Baton Rouge level. But so anyway, my son gets a an email from campus security to report to whatever because his car had been vandalized. And turns out, and this is their diagnosis, not mine. This is what they told my son. Some crazy guy. That's the, that's anybody, I don't know if that's the medical diagnosis, but some crazy guy that morning walked onto campus and picked up a brick and vandalized 6 cars. And just so happened, my son won the you parked your car, right? He likes to park in a convenient place to get in and out. And so,
so were all the cars in the same place?
Same area. I mean, it's a pretty big parking lot, but the guy, he didn't.
Brick?
Apparently. I don't know what he did. I didn't see videos. I'm waiting to, form my vigilante group and go get a la Bruce Willis, go get old, go get some old school justice. But and I guess fortunate the guy bashed in the driver's side mirror outside.
Side view.
Not the rear view's in the middle, the outside
side view. Yeah.
And so the glass, it didn't break the glass, but the mirror was sitting on the ground, and the back part, it just sort of looked, and it was fortunate. Somebody else had their windshield bashed, which that's a bit more expensive and a few other things. So
a little harder to do too, man. You got to throw a brick to bust.
Well, he hit it hard enough that it etched the window, like the driver's side door window has a couple of good etches in it where that brick,
Wow.
But a buddy of mine who's a cop, and we'll talk about other things later, but we kind of texted back and forth, and he said, side door car windows are interesting. They're pretty sturdy in the middle. You can hit them with a rock. A lot of times you can hit them good shot right in the middle, and they'll take it. But you go to a corner and just hit it with a little like those window breakers or something. It doesn't take much if you just catch it in the corner to shatter the whole thing.
Wow.
But
well, that's good to know if ever I need to bust the glass, not to hit the middle.
Don't hit the middle. Don't hit the middle. Yeah, exactly. There you go, kids. Now use this for good. Man, if ever you unfortunately go into Baja and your windows won't roll down, you got to get out. If you got to get out, that's what you do, man. You hit that window in the corner there with something small and hard. Yeah, well, I don't know if the ink pen will do it, but you can buy those things. You can buy sell these little
it's perfect. It's totally for that. And it's got like a little razor or something to cut your seatbelt too.
Oh, I don't want to go old school on this, but that same truck that I think unfortunately got totaled last week, when I bought it 13 years ago, it wasn't 4 months old. Somebody followed me home from buying a couple of computers in Houston and took out that passenger side rear window, man, shattered, broke that thing, stole the computer.
Hit it in the corner.
Hit it in the corner. Whoever did it was a pro. But that was makes it sound like we that's really it. I mean, I think that's the only time I was ever robbed or anything stolen from us here. But it's the world we live in, man. So I pulled into. So I talked to my son, and you don't realize, like, it was at first my wife was saying, he can keep the car on campus and just drive it back. And I pointed out, this is Houston. Yes, you can drive Houston without that mirror. Man, you don't want to. Man, I mean, it's so many lanes of traffic and everything. And you just, because I said, look, I tell you what, I'll take it to the collision shop, which I just happen to have another vehicle sitting in right now. I'm their customer of the week.
Hey, can I get a twofer?
Right. I walked in saying,
buy one, get one.
Yeah, they didn't see me the first time. First time the tow truck brings it in, it was after hours, but I'll walk in and I'll say that, hey, unfortunately, I knew where to find you because y'all got one of my cars sitting in the back.
I got a frequency, got a little punch card here.
Man, I'm hoping I get a toaster or something after this. But so that's real good guy. Yeah, so I'm gonna find out. Got the window coming in. Gonna, that's the other thing too. It's you worry about parts. All right. Can you get? But they apparently can. And I know we've talked about this several times, but it's I guess it's on the same subject about And I'm getting more and more like, okay, at some point, when do we start blaming people for how messed up everything is?
Oh,
I don't even care. I don't care what side you on. I don't care who you vote for. We got to start getting,
something right.
We got to start getting after people. Okay. Friend was here the other day, dropping some things off, and she had a lease car, I guess. And that's it was a Lexus. So, but there's several Lexus dealers here in Houston. And there's a big one just, I don't know, less than 10 miles here from my house. And she was there to sign some things or whatever. And this big dealership, they had two new cars in the, in the lobby. And the person there told them, normally this time of year, Christmas season, they would have 600. They would normally have 600 new cars sitting on the lot. They got dos right now.
Dude, I went to a Nissan dealership a couple of weeks ago to get a part for my truck. And in the showroom at the Nissan dealership was a Corvette. And it's not like Nissan Chevrolet. It just had a used Corvette on the showroom floor. No Nissans in there.
100%. Nissan place. I'll tell you, we bought my wife's car. It's not a Nissan, but we were shopping before. And yeah, I'm on the lot, and there's a used BMW, a used, it's all they can get. Heck, the collision guy, the nice dude I was talking to out there, we had a long conversation. Come to find out he's from Abbeville originally. That's it, man. When you start talking with folks, and
I hear a twin occasion in there, bro.
Yeah, I got that today. A guy came look at the roof or something. Where are you from? Now I'm just at a point when somebody says that, I say, where do you think I'm from? Well, the guy today said, I'm from Lafayette. All right, then you know where I'm. You know the area where I'm from. But this collision guy was from. He has family still there, but from Abbeville, and he's telling me that again, this is a collision shop. They're getting calls all the time from car dealerships, just asking, is anybody selling?
That's true. Somebody wants to sell it.
They got nothing to sell. How'd you like to be in the car? Like, you think about this. How do car salesmen make money?
When you got nothing to sell.
All right. So, but you know what they're doing is they're selling, contracts. They're selling promises is what they're doing. We'll get you on here in 4 months. That's the other thing. A lot of companies now, you got to watch. They're flat out lying to you. Well, look at the fine print. You're buying something saying, yeah, we'll get this ordered. It ought to be here. And they're giving you delivery dates. They have no freaking idea. It's like, hey,
I'd love to trade in my wife's car. I think it's all residual issues from running without changing the oil for a year.
Man, who could have done that?
Motor. Yeah, who'd have thought? Just saw a little electronic, crap on it. But it's okay because I can get probably as much as we paid for it now, maybe more. Yeah. 3 years old, but again, again, what?
Yeah. So, like I said, I just want to start blaming somebody, y'all. Can we just all, can we lynch somebody? Just, well, maybe not that. Man, it might be a bit much. So anyway, we'll see. That'll be in the next story whenever the insurance company does finally, contacts us. I kind of hope they fix the truck. I mean, I'm kind of hoping they look at it now, but I don't think they will. I think they're just going to,
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because you're going to go from, no note to cannot find anything.
I'm not.
Not you.
I'm not. I gave somebody a perfectly good truck.
Yeah.
Now it's what you gonna do? And
you can be like my son, who finished his exams today, and he's got one semester left, and texted me all excited, because he did well, and then it was, hey, you want to treat me to sushi to celebrate? He lives in Alabama, which basically means
he's gonna. Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna go get me some sushi without you. Can you send me some money?
If you showed me my transcript from Nichols right now, I guarantee you about a third of the classes that I took, and we had to actually take them back then.
Yeah,
you couldn't. You had to go
and. Yeah.
I promise you, I couldn't remember why that I took some of this stuff.
No, I took a lot of classes. Took a lot of them over. So I remember those.
You liked them so much.
Yeah, they're great, man. Like economics, man. I love that stuff. Especially like the first one. It was so good. I went back. I would fall asleep in that class, and I'd go back in my notebook, and there would be notes, and then like a line going down the page, which is basically where I had dozed off.
Education was a little different back then.
That's right, man.
We it was a little easier. I don't know if it was easier or harder to cheat. I don't know that I ever cheated. That I would consider cheating. Now the professor may have considered it cheating. We did.
I had a buddy of mine in an accounting class who was trying to copy stuff off of me, so he couldn't, read it. So I erased it because we actually had to do things in like pencil on paper.
Yeah.
Erased it and wrote it bigger, and I had it wrong.
That's what you get.
That's right, man.
I don't know that I would consider, like, I never cheated in a like I never copied on anybody. I didn't, I wasn't playing that game. When I got but leading up to the test, we had a lot of folks that were really in certain classes pretty good about finding old exams. And
now you have to find physical exams then.
I remember this one because there was a test I was actually ready for, and I'm trying to remember the guy's name because I'll call him out. I hope he's still alive. What was the class? It was a big class. It was an auditorium type class. It was the final, and I had a pretty good average in there anyway, and I'd studied. I was gonna do all right. I think I had a B. I'm good. Just got to keep that B average for scholarship kind of stuff. And I'm walking into the room, walking toward, trying to get there early for the final. And these guys who I knew, and when I say I knew them, I knew their names and were friendly. We didn't hang out. It wasn't wasn't my best friends or anything. It was just these three guys in the little courtyard heading into the building. And one of them just says, "Hey, Dave, you want to see the test?" "What test?" "The one we're about to take." And I'm like,
I'm not looking for it, but I'm not turning away.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know that I'm, I guess that's not.
At that point, it's research.
It kind of is. I don't, because I didn't go, like I said, I didn't go looking for it.
Right.
I don't think, and it could be wrong.
You still had to remember the answers.
I don't even remember, what but here's the deal. I don't know what they did. I don't know who, how, I'm like Sergeant Schultz. I know nothing. I see nothing.
Right. Plausible deniability.
And it was 100 questions. It was 100 questions on that test. And I remember just going through, and it's multiple. I probably scanned it maybe twice. And I went in to take the test. And I was ready to take the test. And
at that point, what are you going to, it's not like you say, "Oh my gosh, I don't know this."
It was the exact, well, let me tell you something. And here's where I didn't help the cause for anybody. I took that test in about 10 minutes. I flew through that test. Because I think one of you said, "Hey man, look, if it is this, don't turn the test."
Don't make it obvious.
You showed the wrong guy. I ain't hanging around. I don't care.
Right. I got stuff to do.
I'm not the one that, prove I looked at this. I'll deny, man. I didn't even know why I didn't even know why I wanted to get out of there. I should have been cool and just sat there.
Because you could.
And I think when I turned it in, I think the professor probably thought, "Oh, gee, he was a pretty good student. I can't believe he failed the final. I can't believe he didn't take the final." And then he probably looked at it and said, "Man, this guy's Rain Man. Look at this."
Didn't even read the questions.
I made 100. I made 100. Yeah, well, it looks like I probably should have contacted you about the mirror that I was looking to have fixed, just to get some consultation. Because apparently,
I am a YouTube guy. I can find, I'll find a video, and then if that one doesn't work, I'll find another one. So something called the cam position sensor. 2 sensors on my truck are out.
Cam
position, like the camshaft.
Okay.
Which apparently it's something, with the computer issue, but it's got a sensor that then tells the truck when to fire the spark plug. So that's the real reason why a couple of weeks ago, when the guy just told me it was the Cadillac converter, this is what the problem really was.
So anybody's listening to this, pause this right now, go back a couple of weeks,
find whatever.
Find the episode that he talked about, and we'll wait. We'll see. We'll be here.
We'll be back.
Hit pause. We'll be here when you get back.
But So I spent
and
the
we're
day.
back.
Yeah, I spent the day at home. I figured, my job. I'll finish my existing or my current job tomorrow.
Okay.
And start the new one on Monday. So today's Thursday. So what the hell? I'll just stay home and work on the truck.
There you go. You ain't getting a bonus. Might as well.
Right. That was Tuesday. Didn't get it. It was hilarious. Not not hard to physically do. It's got one bolt on it. But when I tell you, you are operating blind, literally blind, it's like you feel it. Yeah, you got to feel it and then reach a wrench in there. The only way to feel around, because it's between the back part of the engine and the firewall, the part that divides the cab of the truck or the car and the engine, that metal wall there. You basically have to lay prone across the engine and reach around and hope you're grabbing something, and then slide a wrench in there.
So you could be twisting or opening or undoing something you have no idea.
That's why I kept going back to watching videos.
You just hope you watch it.
Okay, this is there. I got to one that it rated it, the difficulty, as a 2 beer difficulty, and that was the best one.
A 2 beer.
Yeah. I watched probably 10 because the first one was easy, and they'll tell you that was the easiest one to start off with. The hard one. So now I'm starting off with the easy one, because if I start off with the hard one, I'm never going to get done. I'll quit long before. Man. So I did that one. Then I started with the other. I'd take breaks, but I'd give it for 10 minutes. And
so did you throw something over the engine, like a blanket or something? Or
yeah,
okay. I wouldn't even know. I'd be afraid to lay. Here's my deal, and I'm always afraid I'm going to break something and make it worse.
Well, those guys, I laid just like they did, and there's not much to break there. The bigger problem is once I got the first one on, I kept having to go back and get a different tool to reach the second one. It takes your engine a long time to cool off to lay on that sucker. So
that's why cats get up in there, man.
Yeah, it's one thing.
That's why you got to be careful when it gets cold. Cats.
It's one thing for the touch, but when you're jamming your hand back in there and you can't pull it out too quick, you don't want to hit anything that's that's still burning.
So did you get it done?
Yeah, man. It's all good.
Look at you, dude. I probably had. I think I've seen underneath the underneath of the hood of our last 2 cars 3 times. I've never seen it all. My wife's car. I haven't seen the inside. I haven't even know. I know there's an engine in there. Don't even know what it looks like. Yeah, you just back in the day we fixed stuff. Now it's like, it don't work. AAA, it don't work.
Oh, you get a code and then you get a YouTube video. Like I always say, I'm cheaper than I am lazy.
That's good. I was talking about the YouTube videos and helping out with stuff, and it was after last week, stories we told about the accident and everything. And a buddy of mine was a cop. Jim's a cop, and he texted me, oh man, next time, call me for a consult. I guess, talking about I'm standing out there at the accident scene, kind of debating, I wasn't, for those who didn't see it, I wasn't there. I was just after the fact with my sons and trying to, break down what happened here. And, he said,
you were making sure the wheels of justice ran accurately.
That's why I was there. I was there
not just smoothly, but accurately.
I was there to grease and align the wheels of justice. And
as any good father should.
Yeah, my buddy Jim said, man, you should have called me for a consult. And I said, that would have been the ultimate jerk move.
Hang on, officer.
Hang on, officer. I'm going to be FaceTiming my friend Jim. Not my attorney, but he's my accident consultant.
All right.
And
can you say that for him to hear this? And
he knows how to work a scene. Apparently, this might be your first for all I know, but let me, yeah. So hopefully there won't be a next time, but yeah, that'd be.
And Jim is on the bayou, right?
Yeah.
So he really knows how to work a scene.
He tells some stories, man. Yeah, you find some stuff.
Not a lot of 5-lane roads down there, but
no, and one of his I should pull it up. One of his texts to me said, yeah, man, they've been getting people been wrecking some stuff on the bayou these days, man. Like a lot
they've
of
had some bad accidents.
Yeah. Like it's the bad accident season. I don't know. But yeah, he said that So y'all watch yourselves out there.
LSU's been having some pedestrian accidents this week. Apparently in
people forgot how to walk at LSU.
No, Tiger Town, where there's a couple of those old bars that have been there for forever. They've had to take out a bridge to do some construction on it. So I'm not sure. I guess they can drive around, but apparently people would rather just try to leap over the gap in the bridge. And people are falling in.
That sounds like a 2-beer problem right there.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's they're videotaping each other. It's great.
What kind of gap they're trying to jump?
It looks like about 8 feet or so.
No, man.
No, bro. If I can't touch 1 foot on one side and while the other one is totally flat on the other side.
Dude, now you're asking for it. And that's funny you say about LSU. I had to laugh. I jotted it down when she said it. And I was talking to my mom sometime this past week, and I don't remember how it possibly came up. It was something with LSU or whatever. And she said something about bébé, erosional. Yeah. And she says, I can't stand when people waste money. I don't know why. How would they let that school waste money? They're going to pay him for another year and not make him work.
Yeah, really ought to get him doing something.
She's like, they're already paying him for next year. Let him coach.
No, I don't let him coach. Let him do something else. Let him clean the field.
You paid him already. Yeah. You know what? I never thought of that. That's a different. And don't get me wrong. I'm not wishing that on anybody. But I guess the contract is. I'm sure the contracts are written that if I'm not a head coach, you can't just make me hang around and, you can't bump me down to the highest paid strength and conditioning coach in the history of college football.
The grounds guy.
Yeah, but yeah, I just got a kick out of that. That's wasting money. I can't believe they're going to pay him. And not.
Well, LSU's going from a Cajun to a leprechaun. So.
Well, I don't know what he is. His accent's kind of funny. Oh,
yeah,
that's a bad move.
He tried to fake that one out.
That's a bad move. Hey, listen, man, I guess I don't want to be too judgmental because I know part of it is in your head. You think you're trying to ingratiate yourself. Bro, you just sound dumb. Don't do that, man. Don't. In fact, listen, if they'd have wanted to hire an accent, they'd have kept the guy they had. Okay. Right?
That was part of the problem.
Exactly. Listen, the guy they had was the gold standard.
Right. You ain't beating that accent.
You ain't being, that's about as local as that. Yeah, don't beat that. You ought to just come in as college professor doing what you're going to do. But
I don't, but I think sometimes you just kind of get into it where this is years ago. I used to work for a restaurant company that was really expanding in different parts of the country. And when they started moving into South Texas, I swear to you, I guess without trying to do it, people would answer the phone and I would say, my name is Juan Semino.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've never said in my life.
Juan.
It was Juan.
They call me Juan.
Yeah, and it's like, what the hell am I doing?
You may know me as Magic.
Juan.
Magic Juan.
Juan.
Magic Juan on the. Oh, geez. Well, yeah, we try. I used to be that way more. I would, if I was in any place for more than a day, you just start trying to ingratiate, and then I don't know, somewhere along the way, we've been out of radio and stuff like that for so long. Back in the day, the biggest compliment you could get from someone is, "Where are you from?" Yeah. Now I get that because they know. It's like now it's especially
where you think, bro?
Yeah, bro. I don't fight it no more. It's what I am. I try to.
Yeah, when we were on the radio, I had friends from Pankerville who would get mad at me and say, "You don't talk like that."
I try to put the THs in when I can.
I mean, if I notice it.
There's flat, just talk like that. What you gonna do, man? Trust me. I've traveled the country many, many, many times over. Everybody's got that. Well, everybody said the Midwest. The Midwest is I don't know. That's supposed to be the we just decided they don't have an accent. Yeah, I don't think that's fair. It could have just been the Bayou. I mean, we could have just said,
could have gone without.
Dan Rather should have sounded like that, man. The news today, y'all.
The news today. This is what's going on.
Oh Lord, the world's breaking up. Oh man,
it's bad, bro.
Oh, I can't tell you what's happening right now. It's terrible.
The rain is coming down.
It's Cats and dogs, bro. Cats and dogs. Back again, we're just chatting real quick before the Christmas season. Dude, and I get it. It's what we do now, and I can't complain because my wife handles the Christmas shopping. She just does, and she's been doing it for years, and she's very good at it. And she's right, man. When did we become? It's just Amazon. I mean, it's like every day. I get 4 or 5, and then it used to be it's one. You'd get one delivery a day. Remember that? It was.
Now there's like not the one they're building, but there's an Amazon, like a small facility here, like a distribution facility, and you'll get sometimes 3 times a day from Amazon.
We got some big ones around here. Some big ones. We had something, I think we may have said this. We've been doing this for forever now. It's
41 weeks.
41, bro. 41. Yeah, first time we ever ordered something where she ordered something in the morning and it was here in the afternoon.
Wow.
Like, dang, that's almost scary. It's almost
Drop
scary.
by drone.
Yeah, I mean, dang, you brought it quicker than I'd have picked it up at
It's different because Joey loves still Black Friday shopping. And
that's a sickness. Oh
gosh. And I can remember a few years ago just saying how sad it was for her because the kids had outgrown anything that was like just massively impossible to get.
Right. Yeah.
And the internet has made it, there's no need to do it. So she would still go out and see if she could find something.
That's just
Oh yeah. Her and Riley went this year and were out all freaking night.
I have cousins that, and I don't know that they said, well, they couldn't do it down the buy right now. I guess you do it at Walmart. Yeah. But it was usually Walmart. And I think way back in the day, may have been Kmart. But when they started that nonsense, that sleeping overnight.
Yeah.
Parking and oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I had family. I had family that
Toys R Us like wrapped around the building all night long, freezing. Stupidest thing ever.
And knife somebody. Hey.
Yeah.
That when the Beanie Babies and stuff came out, man, that was. Look, everybody has that thing. I remember Cabbage Patch.
Yeah, Cabbage Patch, I think, was the original thing that people got killed over, or just would fight over.
The original thing people got killed over. But one of my bosses back in the day knew the guy that started it and was one of the bankers that gave him the first loan. Whatever the guy's Xavier, I think his name was, something or other, Cleveland, Georgia. But and he had one of the originals, one of the like before it was
before it went big.
I wonder if that's still worth something. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder because at one time there was like
prototype or something maybe.
That's like think anybody's still keeping those Beanie Babies? You think somebody still has that? I know.
We got
on
together,
a shelf somewhere. Like
we worked together Weeby and Joey and I worked together. That's how we met, and we actually had a get together with the crew that we used to work with over the weekend, this past weekend.
Oh, really?
There was a lady there who she collected Beanie Babies, and it was at a hospital and there was a gift shop. So she had the inside track on when some new ones were coming in. And we made it a joke. She still was like proud of it and was there Sunday and said she still got all her Beanie Babies, like over 200 of them.
But you got to do,
good on you.
Yeah, at some point, right? At some point,
but you'll see people will talk about every now and then. You'll see this crap floating around like on social media, where if you've got this copy of a Disney movie on VHS, it's worth $5,000, and they'll post a link of somebody asking $5,000 for it. So it ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it. Some meth head is trying to get that.
Right. Just because you asking don't mean it's worth it.
Yeah, but it's even the way people steal now is more high tech. We got listen, the kind of week we're having, right? And again, knock wood, we're fortunate, everybody's good, but it's one of those weeks where you like really something. So my wife, one morning this week, gets the alert. So apparently, somebody helped themselves to her Walmart account.
Oh Lord.
I didn't know she had a Walmart account. I guess I did know she had a Walmart. I don't think I have one. I don't know. But somebody in some town near Dallas. And for those of you at home, I don't live near Dallas.
It's that way.
Did a curbside order, man, like $250 of stuff, some groceries, they had a veritable potpourri of stuff they got, and picked it up curbside, not a problem. And so then you have to call. Look, and I'm not talking bad about the company, because they are what they are, and they became huge for a reason. But my wife didn't get the most helpful Walmart.com, because I heard it, right. I was doing other things. It was early in the morning. I was doing other things downstairs, and she's on the phone with this person. And
at least she got a person.
Took a while. I think she would have preferred to get a machine. This person was. So, hey, listen, Walmart has.
Wait, let me find this question on the script so I can read.
Walmart has 1 point something million employees or more, and I'm gonna assume most of them are all right. Oh man,
you got the point.
Woo! It was bad. It was bad. So, like, it was kind of funny. My wife's there saying, "This is where you say I'm sorry. This is where you say, oh, I feel," and not that it happened. It wasn't this person's fault, but when somebody's basically saying, "Hey, my card got stolen,"
right. Show some sympathy.
Man. And when's the last time you had to cancel a credit card that has all kinds of automatic payments on it? I'm still doing that right now. I got something. Remember I told you about that? Somebody charged $9,000 to my business card, some kind of pet finding service. I'm still discovering stuff that bills come in and, like, such and such is going to be shut off. I'm like, what? Oh, dang. Okay. I didn't even know that was coming out of that card.
It's right. It's a pain. And then I've done stuff where I'll lose a card, and you call and they said, okay, we're going to have to shut it down immediately. And then it's all right. Well, give me a day so I can see if I can find it. Let me see before I've got to go through all this other stuff.
Or you get online, see like anything else being charged.
Yeah, because I don't know what comes out of what account.
Not like in the good old days when you just walked in and stole something.
Right.
What am I saying? They're doing that right now in San Francisco. As we speak. As we speak right now, they got people walking in and just stealing stuff.
I saw a guy who priced everything at $951 because I guess $950.
That's the cutoff.
The cutoff point. And if you bring it to the register, you get a discount.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Another way to handle that would just be if they let you. Exactly, man. Just have somebody standing at the door, heavily armed.
Yep. Yeah.
Because they don't. Yeah. It's amazing.
Show me your receipt.
Yeah. Oh, I don't got one.
Yeah, because that's the thing at Walmart. You ever talk about them? You go through the receipt. I mean, you go through the line sometimes, and you got $200 worth of groceries, and somebody stands at the door and says, let me see, check your receipt. And they go, all right. You didn't look at nothing.
I wonder sometimes, because I will say in our local Walmart, and we talked about this before, that you can pretty much gauge whether you want to live in an area by just go hang out in Walmart.
Yeah.
and some days I'm out there going, we got to move. We got to get out of here, man. And they may look at me and say the same thing, and that's fine. But you'll walk out of there sometimes, and I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 times, maybe 95 out of 100 times, they don't even look. They just nod at me. And I can have huge. They just give me the hat tip, and I'm good. And I always wonder when the random they'll stop me, and I just laughing. I'm being profiled, man. Like, what? I don't look like I bought this, but I was right there. I was like,
I don't see people here who look like me.
I was 35 feet away. You didn't, and that's my thing.
They're standing at the register.
Part of me wants to say, look at this basket. You think I'd come in here and steal this?
Yeah. And I only stole it. I bagged it.
That's right. I came in here to steal a bunch of.
You got some cat
deodorant, toothpaste, and light bulbs. Yeah,
it's great stuff.
Book me. But no, I know, man. Tough. It's tough. Look, I get it. I don't, it's weird, man. Like I said, I don't know. I guess societies change over time, but we kid about like growing up, and you had little stores near you, and, and I had Arthur Dufresne's supermarket in front of my street.
Yeah, you could go and just sign. It wasn't like a credit account or anything.
Listen, man, it would have been so easy to steal from that place. And I bet you a lot of people did. But you didn't do that. Like,
not because you knew the people, or it's again, you had,
or it's against the freaking law, man. Just don't,
because if you'd have thought about it and done it, you got caught, and then your mom and dad would have found out about it.
Something. But yeah, kids, it was different when we were growing up.
That's right. You had to have a quarter if you wanted to get something.
Or if you wanted to ask somebody out to prom. You see, we always gonna circle back to these things, man. Circle back.
Yeah, gives you reason to go look at the other ones. You want to know what that means?
Pause. We'll be here. Come back later.
Yeah.
I had to take a physical. Last time we were on, I talked about taking the physical and all the things that went along with that. So the numbers, and now, even before they call you to give you numbers, which you never did in the past. I mean, I don't think you ever had a doctor's office call you up. But doctor's office called you up. It was like, man.
Yeah, it was your dying. Come on in.
Yeah. But anyway, so I get the email from whatever the portal is.
Right. There's a new file in your portal or an update.
Yeah, so all my numbers and all that stuff they ran, and these tests that I got to get in there and look at what is this, which one's this, and so they came in. So I'm like, oh, and I think I got them in church or on the way out of church, and I'm like waiting on something, so I'm trying to read it on my phone, and that's not a good thing. I'm trying to, what's my password? My son can, my sons, even my wife, they do everything on the phone. They buy stuff, they change stuff, I can't stand dealing with, wait, I can't change them. When I get back to my desk, I'm going to fix everything. So I pull up the my numbers, my test, and they're okay. But there's a few things that were sort of like flagged, and I'm like, I've got high this and low that, and I can't even tell you what this stuff is. So the next move I open up another window. What is blah, blah, blah? What does blah, blah, blah mean? That is the worst thing to
Google.
Do. Man, that is the worst thing to do, because it could be anything from, well, you got a hangnail to, man, you dying.
Soon.
So I had some kind of elevated whatever and stuff I'm looking at. Most common, it's when you're dealing with a bacterial infection. As soon as I read that, I'm like, I got a bacterial infection. What the heck? I'm thinking, man, did I catch that in the gym? What's going on? So I'm looking at all this stuff, and like I said, it wasn't awful numbers, but it was, weird. And then later on, I realized I was reading the wrong reports. I was reading stuff from last year that I never looked at. Like last year was the COVID nonsense. I never even looked at them last year. I think the doctor might have just said, yeah, you good. But I'm looking at stuff from getting myself all worried, Googling this, thinking, oh,
and you God. Survived. You survived.
Yeah. So I found the new numbers, and apparently I'm gonna live for 200, man.
So you're better. All right.
Oh man, I got that. Well, I'll say that. That's again famous last words, right? We talked about that. I get that, and I'm so weird this way. So the reports, everything is really good. So I'm thinking, I hope that wasn't the high water mark. Now I'm gonna start going down. You shouldn't do that, right? You should say, hey, you got a great physical.
I don't know what any of it means, but if it looks good, I'm all right.
Oh no, that's exactly it. It shows, what, and then the nurse called up, I was in Austin day before yesterday. I forget. I was in Austin this week sometime. So she called, I was outside doing something. She said, Mr. Martin. I'm like, I looked at my numbers. I know. And they still got to read them to her. He's like, I know what that means. I don't know what that one means, but all right.
Yeah. Mine don't read anything to me. They just send it to you in an email. All right.
There you go. But you know what that doctor's office does that I'm not too fond of? They read your numbers loud enough that everybody in the doctor,
Dave Martin.
They just assume get on a PA system and said, we're now going to give you the numbers to Dave Martin. Mr. Martin.
What's his phone number?
Yeah. Because while I was waiting last week, waiting for the nurse to come back for the third time with the eye machine that didn't work, I heard her talking to somebody else, man, personal, private, medical stuff, Well, he says it's okay with that one, but you want to keep an eye on that. And,
yeah, get some insulation in those walls.
You might want to put some salve on that. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, but you were back in the doctor's office too.
I
right?
was back. So, because we also talked last week about the time that I had to do a drug screening and couldn't give enough of a sample.
That's right.
Well, I had the same thing this time, and enjoyed seeing a flyer that said, if you're here to give a sample, you couldn't, once you were in the place, you couldn't leave until it's for urine sample for a drug screen.
I got to figure out what that is. I have no idea why all of a sudden it's
it's like could I only sneak the pee in the first trip in, or
apparently sneaking pee in is a big thing.
Yeah,
must be. I have never snuck anybody else's pee or volunteer.
No, I don't like putting my own in a jar.
You barely like carrying your own pee.
So I go, and because we had just talked about it, I made sure that I had I was good to give a sample.
There you go.
This time. And then in there, the guy, before I go into the restroom, he says, okay, if you fill up the cup and have to finish in the toilet, don't flush the toilet.
I'm sorry. Right. My mama trained me different.
Right. And then it's also written on the wall in the bathroom.
They apparently are serious about don't you flush this toilet.
I filled up the cup, finished in the bath in the toilet, and instinctively flushed it.
There you go.
And as I'm doing it, I said, oh my gosh. And I'm almost like running out of the place. Hey dude, I flushed it while it's still spinning. Like, what am I going to do? Hurry up and catch it out of the toilet.
You should have filmed it. You should have filmed it, man.
No, you can't bring anything in there.
You can't bring a cam?
You got to empty your pockets out before you go to the restroom.
Are you kidding me?
No, man, everything.
Where are you going to work, man? I don't think astronauts get tested like that, man. I bet you I've had pilots that were higher than you could have possibly been. No joke.
I don't know.
I guess I haven't had to take an employment one for a while. I'm gonna demand a drug test of myself for this company.
just to go experience the test. But then I also said, do I just leave it in here? So don't bring it back here. So, dang it, I'm gonna carry this cup.
I don't like carrying a cup of my own pee.
That's right. But apparently I passed because I started Monday.
There you go. We look forward to the report.
No, I had to do a background check too, like criminal background or whatever they do on that. So all good.
I'm trying to think when was the last time I had a criminal background check. I don't know. Hey, the way the government works these days, we all might have been having some recently, but
this is probably 5 years ago. Our now president and then vice president was in town for a service for some fallen officers, and it was at my church, and so I was working camera there, and we had to do an FBI background clearance to be able to go.
I think that would have been the last time that I knowingly had one. Was a White House tour back in the day. They made you submit to. I don't even know if they do those anymore.
I don't know. I don't think Monica passed one, but
I said, look, man, I saw what happened recently. I'm afraid to walk anywhere in DC now, man. Wait, I might walk in the wrong spot and end up in jail, man. I just went out to.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I was looking for the bathroom. I ended up in jail for 7 months.
Right.
What's that about?
Come on, bro. What's all this got to do with anything?
God, can a guy go to the bathroom around here?
Yeah, I saw the water. I had to pee.
All right. All right. That's probably a good enough time to say.
As good as any.
There you go. It's there. Come get you some. It's
all this talk. I got to go pee.
That's the time of the week, man. We push the button. Hopefully this thing is stored on a server in the sky that doesn't crash with Amazon like it did this week. And
it's kind of cloudy here, so there's plenty of clouds.
Here's the day. If you see it, if you're seeing this, it worked. If you're not seeing this, I don't know what to tell you about that. You miss Juan's peace story, and that would be a shame. That's right, man.
That's the best.
That would be a shame. All right. Those of you that want to reach out to us, we love hearing from you, away from social media. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. Mr. Cimino, how else can they reach us?
You can find us on Facebook, where we always post the link to this YouTube video, which means you can find us on YouTube as well. Subscribe to the channel. Press that little bell button so you get the alerts every time they pop up. and anywhere and everywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Podbay, Listen Notes, Pandora, you name it, we're there.
Man.
If we're not, then you don't need to be.
You don't need to be there. If you show up, exactly. You get there, we're not there. Look around and say, bro, well, I'm here.
Yeah. That's your first sign.
That's exactly. Get out of here. I ain't gonna miss Juan's peace story this week because I'm on the wrong fork. No, come on. Let's go back. All right. Hey, as we said last week, we're not gonna ask you to have a great week. We're gonna
demand it.
Mandated. It is mandated that everyone has a fantastic week, and we can't mandate you joining us next week, but it'd be kind of cool if you did.
That's right. Come back and enjoy the phantasm.
That's right. You want to catch it fresh? When can they get it fresh, Juan? When's the quickest they can get it?
Mondays at 7:00. Bam! It's right there.
It's right there. Just press play and
you're
enjoy.
There. Just like we're right there with you.
That's right. We're there with you, folks. All right, everybody. Like I said, have a good one. Love you, buddy.
Back at ya.
Should have moved that peace story up early. That's the benefit they get. Hang around to the end of the podcast. You get a good peace story.
You get the peace story.
That's right. That's right. Produce this show. All right. Save the peace story for the C block.